Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Boys Night In. I'm Zach Link with my partner,
Caleb.
And today we have a very special guest. He's the number 12 ranked welterweight in the world after April 26th. His name is
Belal Muhammad.
And we came to the gym just asking a few questions today. We're really excited, and we just want to thank you for coming again. It's really awesome that we can do this. So first of all, you're fighting Damian Maia on June 12th on the main card of UFC 263. And if everything goes as planned, what do you want next, or who do you want next, and where do you see yourself in a year?
I just see myself keep moving up the ladder. Damian Maia is one of those guys I never want to look past. So like, he's
Absolutely.
a legend of the sport.
Absolutely.
So I'm not looking past him yet, but I mean, I always got my eye on Leon Edwards now. Now that's my next target. So it's like I got to get past Damian first, and then it's looking at those top 5 guys, because the only guys that beat him are Gilbert Burns, Woodley, Kamaru Usman, and Kobe Covington. Everybody else he's beaten. So just those top tier guys are the only ones that were able to beat him.
And going off of the Leon Edwards thing, so you were on a four-fight win streak before you went into the fight against Leon Edwards, and I know that's not how anyone wanted the fight to go. Very unfortunate with the eye poke. Do you feel disrespected at all after the fight was scheduled with him and Nate Diaz instead of you and him again?
I mean, it's not like it's for me. I understand the business aspect of it. It's like if Leon Edwards, if I could fight an easier fight and then a guy that I'm gonna get way more followers off of, I'll take the Nate Diaz fight. I think it's for him. It's more so that he obviously saw something in that fight that he didn't like. There was a couple of grappling exchanges where I outmuscled him, and I felt like it would have went my way later in the fight. So it's like for him to like just try to push away. He kept saying, "Oh, I want to fight above. I want to fight above. I need to fight for the title next." And then he fights Nate Diaz, who's not even ranked, hasn't won a fight in like 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's like really didn't make any sense at all. But it's like take an easier fight, get a bigger payday. Why not? Like it's understandable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so Usman is number 1 in your division right now. Do you see any weaknesses in his game that you think you could pose problems to him?
Yeah, I mean, like working with Trevor Whitman, you're seeing like his striking was always his weakness. You look at it, and then I feel like now it's more so just guys underestimating him. I felt like Masvidal underestimated his striking, but in this game it's 4-ounce gloves, and all it takes is one punch and can knock you out. So like for me, it's like I'm gonna train for all the best. He's like more complete every fight. So like his wrestling's always good, his striking's always good, and now you're starting to see his striking even sharper. So now that he has knockout power, now he's always had it. It's just little tweaks in your technique. So it's just like you're gonna have to outwork him. The Kobe Covington fight where you saw him get a little outworked a little bit. Kobe Covington stayed in his face the whole time. Sure. He was afraid to wrestle with him, and you saw him get a little tired. But then 5th round, he still caught him with that one punch. Like I said, all it takes is one punch. So it's like keeping that discipline and then staying in his face the whole time. Then he's eventually gonna have to break.
Yeah, Usman's definitely one of those guys that I just see continuing to improve every fight, even though he's already the champion. And all credit goes to him for that.
I feel like him moving to Trevor Whitman's gym, it changed his game a lot.
Yeah.
Because when you're working at Henry Hoof's gym, he was still good, but it's like they have a huge gym over there. Trevor Whitman literally works with 3 guys, so you're getting that one-on-one all the time. So it's like he sees every little mistake you make, and then when you're working at bigger gyms, like he has to work about this guy. So like you're not getting the attention you deserve. But like obviously working with that one-on-one style works a lot better for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So going off the fighting topic a little bit. So I was looking on your Instagram, and I believe it was a picture in the UFC Apex. You were wearing a Walter Payton Sweetness jersey. You a big football fan?
Yeah. I love the Bears. You know, you're from Chicago. If you're not a Bears fan, you don't belong.
He's a Packers fan.
No way.
We're best friends. We grew up.
Wow, you grew up here?
We grew up 4 houses down from each other.
Dude,
he's a Packers fan.
Interview's off.
Cancel it. So, and another thing that we've seen, and it's like kind of funny, at least to me, I think it's hilarious. Jake Paul, I mean, it's like really cringe.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is like calling out all these guys. He beat Ben Askren. I don't know if that really counts. But
I train with Ben Askren. I literally train with Ben Askren, and like literally on striking days, he would just stand there and watch. Like he doesn't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
He wouldn't strike. Like he'll literally just when it's sparring day and he wrestles with you. He's gonna take you down. He's gonna hold you down.
Yeah.
Like even with big gloves on, like if he grabs a hold of you, you're stuck. So it's like he didn't even attempt to try to do any striking at all. And like he's one of those guys. He knows what he's good at. So like when he said he's gonna do a boxing match, I was like, is he serious? And he said he even told us like, dude, if this kid knows how to box, I'm gonna lose. So, like he even says it. It's like he kept it real.
Yeah.
So,
So you think any like any fighter who knows any basic striking would beat this guy? I mean, not that Ben Askren doesn't know basic striking, but like
I mean, somebody with at least a striking background is gonna beat him. Like he goes against a tougher guy. that's going to be willing to throw with him. Ben Askren literally didn't throw a punch. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
Ben Askren went in there knowing he was going to get a big paycheck. So he's like, the
Oh,
first
yeah.
chance I get to bail out, I'm going to bail
Yeah,
out. So, like,
absolutely.
Like,
That's
he's one of those guys who doesn't care if he has trolls or anybody making fun of him, making memes. He's like,
Yeah.
yo, I got to put my kids through private school now with this paycheck right here. So it's like,
Absolutely.
I don't really care. But like any other fighter, like obviously he's good. He trains. He has money to hire the best trainers and everything like that. So Jake Paul is obviously going to be okay, good. But it's like against a real fighter is not going to let that happen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So your MMA career is taking you around the world. Where's your favorite place you've been because of fighting?
It would have to be a tie with Abu Dhabi and Australia. Australia was super nice. We stayed
Really?
there like 2 weeks, but Abu Dhabi was like, just the fans down there were amazing. They were like nuts. They were stopping in the middle of the street, chasing us down, and like wanting to take pictures. And I was like, if that's for me, and that was like, I could only imagine what's gonna happen when Khabib walks down the street.
Yeah,
And,
right.
like I was with my Jared Gordon was in my corner, and then literally he was having people just like want to take pictures with him because they thought he was Khabib. So they were like, Khabib,
That's
Khabib,
awesome.
and he's like, yeah, I'm Khabib, just because he had a beard. It's like people out there don't even really watch fighting, but they just like know the names.
Right, they know the
Yeah.
names. That was another thing. Like going off of that, what I was going to ask you is like when you're walking around the streets, are there people that come up to you all the time and
Now it's starting to pick up. Now it's
Yeah,
starting to pick
I
a lot
bet.
more, especially when I go to like gyms like Lifetime or anything like that. I'll
Yeah.
literally be on the treadmill and then they'll stand there and stare at me until I get off the treadmill. And I'm like,
does that like bother you at all, or is it kind of cool? Like,
I mean, it's cool to a point, but like, say if I'm like in fight camp,
Yeah,
and I'm like
yeah.
need to get a training. Like if I'm at, you see me on the freaking row machine rolling, don't stand there and stare at me and wait for me to finish because I'm staring at you at the side of my eyes and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna stop
Right.
to take a picture. Like if you want to take a picture, you can take a picture mid row, but I'm like, I'm not gonna stop for a picture.
right. So you are participating in Ramadan, and we have a few questions off that. One of our best friends is participating in Ramadan as well, so we have a little bit of background
Okay.
on it. So I was wondering, with the intense like training that you're doing, how does Ramadan, if at all, like change that?
It's just having I got to be real smart at night. So I got to make sure I'm drinking the right things, putting the right carbs back in me, electrolytes. Because like, look, I'm sweating so hard right now, and I worked out in the morning too. So it's like I'm getting 2 to 3 workouts even
Yeah.
before I start eating, and then I get my conditioning after I eat. So it's like I just got to make sure that I'm being smart. If I go home, a lot of people actually gain weight during Ramadan because they'll have their one meal, they'll get stuffed, and then you're always craving sweet. So like,
Yeah.
you go straight to desserts right after that, and then you're going to sleep because you're eating so late.
Right.
So it's like that's why I tell people all the time, like, oh, you're probably losing weight. I'm like, no, a lot of people gain weight because
That's actually that's something I thought
eat
too.
a small meal because your stomach shrinks, so you only eat a little bit, but then you're like, oh, I want ice cream, I want this right
Yeah.
now because you haven't had it all day. So then you eat that and you go to sleep. And 90% of the people aren't working out as they're fasting.
Right.
They use it as an excuse, but like
Exactly.
I tell people, like now it's just I like having a fight as I'm training during it because it like makes me be smarter during it. 'Cause,
For
like I
sure.
don't want to waste the whole month. You wake up, if I just ate like a bowl of cereal at night, I wake up with dry mouth, feel sick, and then the
Yeah.
whole day is just like wasted.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's a perfect meal? Like right when your fast ends, like what do you need?
When I'm fasting, I gotta make sure I'm getting carbs. So like I like to get at least 2 proteins in, like grilled chicken or shrimp or fish, and then quinoa or sweet potato, and then I have to have like a green shake, vegetable shake, and then a lot of electrolytes. I drink a lot of either Pedialyte or it's called Liquid IV, where they put the salt and everything right back in you. So everything I just sweat it out. I sweat it out probably like 3 pounds, 4 pounds right now. Then in the
Yeah.
morning I sweat it out about like 5 pounds. So it's like if I'm not getting that water back in, the next day is gonna be wasted.
Yeah, for sure. So who are the best fighters that you've trained with, and who are some guys on the short list of fighters that you would want to train with?
Some of the best guys I trained with, Anthony Pettis, one of the best guys. Gerald Mearshart, who just got the
Yeah.
record for most submissions in middleweight division. He's like literally one of the best guys I've ever gone with. Lewis Taylor from here, the PFL middleweight champion. Horacio Gutierrez, really good. Some of the guys I really wish I would train with. Oh, I trained with Khabib too. So
Oh wow, that's awesome. What was that?
That was amazing. I was like cornering Lewis when he was for PFL. Then I went into a room like them. They keep a small circle. So
Yeah.
just
I've
being able
noticed that,
to
for
train with
sure.
him was amazing and roll with him. He like you could just tell how he just manhandles people. He's very strong.
Yeah.
But some of the guys I would like to train with, probably like Justin Gaethje, I would always
that
want
would
to
be
train with, or
awesome.
Poirier would be fun
Yeah.
to train with. So yeah, those are guys like on my short list.
Yeah, Khabib definitely seems like the kind of guy that, I mean, like, you can tell he keeps the circle small, but he
Yeah.
also seems like a genius of the sport in that,
Yeah,
like, he
man, like
knows
when,
what
my
he's
last
talking
fight,
about.
we were like in the locker rooms because we're down there a week early, so we're in there just training, and then he's in there training his guys. So now he's like more of the coach.
Yeah.
But like seeing the way he puts his guys through the work and like Like, he doesn't mess around. It's like, it's not like a joke. Oh, it's Khabib. Like, he takes it serious. Like, he's going with his guys. He's pushing them. And then after every practice, doing like 100 push-ups, 100 squats.
Oh, man.
Just like the Rocky stuff. It's not like, we don't need weights. We don't need this. We don't need that. It's just like hard work, push-ups, mountain climber, stuff like that.
Man.
That's what he's making them all to do.
That's nuts.
Do you think there's any chance he comes back?
I mean, like I said, for me, I don't think he would, just because he's doing such a good job coaching. But like, if there's like, say like Oliveira just goes on a big run, it's gonna get you. You're always gonna be hungry. You're always gonna want that. And if it's like a guy that's like killing everybody, then that's gonna make him want to come back.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he's very all about honor, and that's like his biggest thing. And I don't know. Like, him and his mom talked about it, and he said his mom said she didn't want him to fight without his dad there after the Gaethje fight. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, though, if someone does come out and then he comes out and says
that's what I said.
back.
Dana White's always going to call him every day.
Yeah.
Like,
Dana White's probably spamming him.
This guy's literally all the time. So it's like one of those where, and especially since he's always cornering guys now, so he's always going to be around it. So it's like, you literally always get that hunger. Whenever I corner one of my boys or anything like that, it just makes me want to fight again.
Imagine,
so it's like, I can imagine him being the best in the world and being like, oh, Oliveira's the best in the world, and you're like, all right, I could beat him. So anything to bring him back.
I've trained with Manny a few times, like done jiu-jitsu or whatever, but like I've never really been. I'm a huge fan of the sport, but I've never like done it really, except for wrestling a few years. But like even when we go to Manny's fights, I'm like, man, like it'd be cool to get in there one day.
Dude, literally after one of my fights, my brothers are like, give me a fight. I swear I can fight. I'm like, you never even did an amateur. Dude, just give me a pro fight. Trust me. I'm like, bro, I'm not. Like, you saw with Chris Weidman, you saw with these, like, literally all it takes is an injury. And that type of, that leg kick can happen at the amateur level. That's why I tell these guys, where it's like, you can get your jaw broken as amateur. Just because it's like UFC or whatever, it's like, there's still crazy injuries that could happen. And that could happen at the amateur level or the pro level. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. So like, for him to say like, oh, give me a fight. I could do it. I'm like, bro, shut up.
I want to go through like a whole training camp just to like get that experience. Because like what I want to do when I grow up is be in like sports media. So this is our podcast that we started. I mean, for me, like that's what I want my future to be. I want to be one of the broadcasters. Like in a DC type of role. I love all sports. Like that's like my thing. So like getting that experience, I feel like would be awesome because I've played like tons of sports for my whole life, but I feel like that experience would top.
That's what I feel like a lot of these reporters are missing, where they haven't done it, they haven't been in there, and they always have an opinion, but they never felt it, what it felt like to be in there. So like,
absolutely,
that'll help you a lot. I feel like just getting that timing in there, feeling what fighters go through,
for sure,
and just saying, you'll get more respect from fighters to say that I trained it. So like, fighters will respect you more if like you ask me, hey, I do this, or I train jiu-jitsu, or I train MMA or whatever, a couple months, like, could I interview? Like, it'll make me like, all right, this guy's actually been here. Not like
for sure.
Literally, I had a guy interview when I was fighting Leon Edwards. A guy interviewed me, and like he started the interview with, man, bro, I bet against you against Diego Lima. That's literally how I started the interview. Bro, that's how I started. And I was like, I literally wanted to hang up in his face. And it was like an interview that the UFC got me. And I'm like, the UFC lady's listening in, and she's like, I thought you were going to hang up. I was like, why would you put that? She's like, don't worry, we're not even doing that guy no more. I was like, literally,
come on, I can do better.
Yeah, I bet it against you. I was like, all right. Yeah, he was like terrible. I was like, dude, you got a picture of him? She's like, I don't have a picture of him. I was like, I just want to see how he looks.
So I saw on Instagram you have this thing you do for all the fight cards you do. It's called Bully's Bics. So for the upcoming card on May 15th, who do you got between Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira? I feel like that's an interesting fight.
That's a really good fight. It's one of those where I've been watching Chandler and Bellator all the time too, but it's like a lot of the UFC fans didn't know who he was, how good he was, but then you saw him come in there and knock out Hooker. But I think really, I think that was like Hooker really not himself in that fight. He was like backing out the whole time, so you didn't really get a good read of what Chandler is. But like, honestly, Oliveira is the best 55er to me right now, besides Khabib. Like, his jiu-jitsu is so good, his striking is so good. He's like not afraid to strike. So like when you're that good on the ground and you can throw jumping kicks, jumping knees, because hey, you take me down, go ahead, I'm comfortable there. He's like the scariest guy. So like, I feel like he's gonna dominate everybody in that division right now.
Yeah, he has a very unique striking style, I think, and that. I mean, as a fan, like that's awesome to watch. Like guys like him and Sean O'Malley, a newcomer. Yeah, I love watching Sean O'Malley, and his personality is funny.
Yeah, that's what I say.
He's
like,
funny, and
you got to be different because that's everybody wants to be the same guy over and over again. But then everybody hates him. But at least they're talking about it.
Exactly.
Same thing with Jake Paul. Everybody hates him, but he's getting his name in
so much attention.
Everybody's talking
like,
about
I hate that guy, but I'm talking about him right now.
That's what I said. Like, he's making millions of dollars, so like I'm not gonna hate on the guy for doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I saw something. I learned it in history. Like some of my teacher was talking about it in history class. It's better to be liked, or it's better to be hated or loved than it is to be liked or disliked. Because either way, if you're hated, then you're getting so much attention either way. So like,
regardless.
It's
And that Conor McGregor, I think, came in with that first
Oh
guy
yeah,
who
he was
started
the most
that out.
polarizing
Yeah.
UFC fighter probably.
And
of our
that's what
time.
made everybody else start trying to do that. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you can make it work for you, make it work for you. But then don't try to fake it. A lot of guys try to fake it now, but
Yeah.
it works for them.
Yeah, for sure. So growing up in Chicago, like, what's your like favorite place to eat that's unique to here?
To me, man, I love Palermo's.
Palermo's.
Yeah, Palermo's Pizza.
Yeah.
They have the best pizza, best everything over there. I just like their sauce. Their sauce, like after every one of my fights, that's the first thing I come back to when I come back to Chicago. Yeah, I'm not really a deep dish. If I do like deep dish, it would be like Illuminati's.
Right.
But Palermo's, I love this Palermo sweet sauce.
Right. And one more question before we go, and then I have another gift for you that we made. I thought it was kind of cool. But what's your like go-to like before a fight? What music are you listening to?
For me, it's a lot of DMX.
DMX?
Yeah.
We
anything
saw that
gets me
post,
hyped.
Rip DMX post.
Yeah, I
on
used
Instagram.
to walk out to him all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like for me, it's one of those where that was my walkout song from 1-0 to 9-0. So now like it's one of those always in my my headphones. So like
Yeah,
I always
for
get people
sure.
like, oh, walk out to this song, walk out to this song. So like for me, when you're walking out, you really don't even pay attention to your own walkout song.
Yeah,
so it's like,
no, 'cause
you're
you're
paying attention
so-
to whatever.
you're so in the moment,
you're in
I
the zone.
bet.
So it's like
You
now
don't
it's like a
even
point
hear
where I don't even really care. So I'll
Yeah.
just pick any song out to walk out to.
For sure.
Next fight, you think you're gonna bring out the DMX in honor of him? Or?
Yeah. Honestly, I would go back to that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with fans, because fans are gonna go nuts. I think they're gonna be fans at the next
Oh
one.
yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
you excited for that? It's a whole new.
Yeah.
It's a whole new
And especially
thing when
seeing these
there's
fans go crazy. There was like 5,000 people there
I know.
for the first fight of the night. And I'm like, whoa, where the heck did
I
that come
know,
from?
right? Because
Yeah.
at the prelims, there's not always a ton of people there.
Yeah, it's
And
literally
then-
you and your family members, whoever's coming to watch you. But it's like,
Yeah.
there's nobody in the seat. So it's like,
Yeah,
it was
for
awesome.
sure. All right, so we got a special gift. We know you love the sunglasses, so we got some sunglasses with a little. I styled them up a little bit. On one side, it says "Gold is the goal." We know that's your thing, and then this is the name of our podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Dang,
wanted to
these
give
are
those
hot.
to you. So
Thank you guys, man. I really
yeah,
appreciate
for sure.
you guys.
No,
We
thank
really
you so much for
appreciate
the
you
time.
doing
for
this.
sure.
It means a lot. Just trying
Yeah.
to get started, you know.
No, always. Yeah, the same thing with my podcast where I started and I was like, man, it's gonna be hard to get people to come on there. So
For
I'm
sure.
like, just slide in DMs. Like you'll be surprised about how many
Yeah,
guys will just say,
yeah. I mean, I've been doing that with football players and stuff like that. Like the lower guys,
Yeah.
like Cole Komet. You probably, I don't know.
Yeah,
if you
yeah, I
guys.
know that is.
Right when he got drafted, I tried going in his DMs,
Yeah.
but he didn't answer. But
Dude, that's
yeah.
right. Dude, if you see how many DMs I literally slide into, you see if they come on my show, literally, I have 100. But then I have time where I'll have 3 respond at the same time. So like, dang. But then
Yeah.
it's like whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
for
I'd rather
sure.
have that problem than people not coming on the show.
Excellent,
So that's what I
absolutely.
tell people all the time. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep calling them.
Yeah,
But
for
hey, you guys
sure.
want to get a selfie?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Boys Night In, and we'll see you guys next time. All the way to the end. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you so much. If you guys have any critiques or you have any suggestions on who else we should have on, don't be afraid to reach out and tell us. We take anything that we can get in terms of criticism or suggestions. So that'd be awesome. And I want to thank Belal once again for letting us come out there and interview him after we watched him train for a little bit. It's really cool to see how hard these guys work to get where they're at, and it's pretty inspiring also. And don't forget to follow Belal on Instagram at BullyB170, and on Twitter his handle is the same, BullyB170. And also follow our podcast. On Instagram, it's boys_night in, and on Twitter, it is Night In Boys. So thank you guys so much again, and we're excited to show you guys what we have in store for the future. So see you guys in the next one.